Neil Gorsuch's hearing is now underway in the Senate, and I urge members of both parties to swiftly approve his nomination. He is an outstanding man from an outstanding family with an unbelievably wonderful wife. They should approve.
That was the president earlier tonight at his rally in Louisville, Kentucky, talking about Judge Neil Gorsuch. Joining us now with reaction from the American Center for Law and Justice, Jay Sekulow, Fox News contributor, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. You know, we use the term borking. If we remember Clarence Thomas, high-tech lynching. This man is now going to be smeared, slandered, besmirched, his character assassinated by the same guys that supported him for the 10th Circuit.
Yeah, 10 years ago when he came up to be voted on, I think it was a voice vote, unanimous approval, 99-0. So what are they going to come up and say, we disapprove of you because of the last 10 years? They have to be very specific instead of these very nebulous things. And when you have the far left that are coming out and saying any of the Democrats that support him, we're going to primary you. Well, look, if they get in the way and become such judicial, obstacles and everything for this president to get this Supreme Court nominee through, guess what's going to happen to them in 2018? And furthermore, I don't want to hear anything else about the gentleman that President Obama nominated, because it was Joe Biden and also Chuck Schumer that said no president should be allowed to bring someone in their final year.
It's not good when it comes your own rules come back to bite you. And speaking of which, Jay, maybe Joe Manchin, maybe Claire McCaskill's because she's scared to death about 2018, not because she wants to. I don't see the votes necessary to get over cloture, so I see a nuclear option, and he will be on the Supreme Court.
Well, I will tell you this, whether they have to utilize a nuclear option or not, I will tell you this without any question, that Judge Gorsuch will be Justice Gorsuch in about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even sooner than that. Look, this guy's got, I'm biased. We've had a case before him, and the case came out well, and came out well, by the way, at the Supreme Court, where based on his decision, we won the case 9-0. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for Judge Gorsuch. I'm looking forward to appearing before him when he's at the Supreme Court. Do I think that the Democrats are going to make this a party line situation? Yes. The rules are never this, the truth is, Republicans will give the benefit of the doubt, so to speak, to the president's nominees.
I'll say it a little more bluntly. Republicans are suckers. Seriously.
Yeah, well,
they are just never underestimate the ability of Republicans to cave, and they have no backbone. Let's be real here.
Yeah, no, I completely concur, and that's why you end up with every one of these Supreme Court fights become exactly that, a Supreme Court fight. It shouldn't be. This man is so eminently qualified that the American Bar Association, not exactly a conservative organization, gave him the highest rating.
Yeah. All right, let me go back to our lead story from earlier tonight, and that is James Comey. And here all these months, Clapper, Comey, Admiral Rogers, all said, no evidence at all. I mean, at what point do we say this is ridiculous?
Well, we should be saying that right now. And the thing is, what's so incredible to me is how the media said nothing when President Obama leaned over and said, after my reelection, I'll have more flexibility to Russian President Medvedev.
I got that tape. I'll play it.
Absolutely. They said nothing when Hillary Clinton was involved with the uranium deal with Russia. They continue to say nothing when,
wait a minute. That uranium deal, remember, they made millions.
Yes.
While she was Secretary of State, he's given speeches in Moscow. Okay. And the uranium deal that results in 20% of American uranium in the hands of a Russian company, and Hillary personally approved it.
You're absolutely right. And you already brought up the issue of the Obama campaign operatives and the $300,000 from the State Department, our taxpayer money that went toward,
unseating
Bibi Netanyahu.
Yep.
So again, it's this hypocrisy alert that we see going on, and we need to have Republicans to stand up and say, time out on the court. No more of this. We're going to move on, and we're going to do the things that are necessary to implement the legislative agenda of this president.
Jay?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. There was a couple of takeaways that should be the top line of the media. It won't be. Number one, no collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians per se. I mean, there was no evidence of that. Number two,
no impact on the election.
NSA, nothing. As far as any vote switching or interfering with an actual vote in any state. Number two. Number three, the thing that I am so concerned about is the Department of Justice, the FBI reports to the Department of Justice, part of the Department of Justice. The FBI director today with not saying whether there's an investigation of the leaks, but saying that there's an investigation of Trump associates, this is a double standard that reaches a new level of hypocrisy.
Thank you.
And then couple that with, I'll tell you something else, Sean. We have to be concerned that the FBI has become this political. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. In the United States of
can
America, in
James
a constitutional
Comey,
republic, not acceptable.
in one appearance, say, we don't comment on ongoing investigations, comment on one but not the other. And you're right, Clapper,
Yep.
Admiral Rogers, and James Comey today, they all stated the same thing: no impact on any votes in any of those
Right.
states that mattered in this election. Or any
That
state.
should be the top line.
Yeah.
That should be the top line in this whole discussion. It won't be because of the media, but I'll tell you at the end of the day, and this is what we've got to look at here. We're a constitutional republic. It's the rule of law, and you cannot have the FBI
Is it time for
politicized.
Comey to go?
That creates a constitutional. Oh, I think so. Listen, he's created his own constitutional
Right, real
crisis,
quick, I'm out of
and the
time.
country's
Time for him
having
to
to
go?
pay for that.
Yes, I think it's time for them to go. The most important thing is we cannot have the leaks of classified information to the New York Times.
You won't
and
even
Washington
acknowledge
Post.
that he's investigating. We know that's a
Right.
felony. That is just like he never finished with Hillary and the server, and Hillary with the foundation. All right, good to see you in studio, by the way.
Pleasure.
Appreciate you always being here. Jay, thank you as always.